asserts that there is no evidence that trans athletes pose a hazard to girls. He argues that this is a non-issue, and that the real problem lies in the fact that women's sports are still not given the same attention and resources as men's sports. However, it's important to note that J.K. Rowling, the renowned author, has a different take on this issue. She believes that trans women should not be allowed to compete in women's sports, as she believes they have a biological advantage over cisgender women. So, what's your take on this debate? Do you agree with John Oliver or J.K. Rowling?
Is back in the headlines as more shocking details are revealed about transgender athlete Blair Fleming. Now, the team's co-captain, Brooke Slusser, and several teammates have now filed a lawsuit against the university and the Mountain West Conference, and the suit is alleging that Slusser's safety, dignity, and rights had been endangered by the presence of the trans athlete, and that athlete was also given a scholarship over a biological female player who was left financially and emotionally impacted. But it gets worse. The lawsuit also alleges that one of Slusser's teammates learned about an alleged plan by Fleming to ensure San Jose State would lose an October 3rd match and set up Colorado State player Malaya Jones to spike Slusser in the face during that game. Joining me now, Brooke Slusser, co-captain of the San Jose State University women's volleyball team. Brooke, this is a wild, wild story. Now, walk us very quickly through the details of what seems like you're alleging is a setup by the transgender player to injure you.
Yes, and I didn't find out about this information until after the game had happened. But after finding out that they basically planned to give each other their scouting reports and leave the block down so that the ball could easily be swung at me during a game, was astonishing to me to find that information out. It was incredibly insane.
Well, what, just to get back at you, or what they betting on the game? Like, what's the rationale here?
Yeah, they just both were very angry that I had decided to join the lawsuit with Riley Gaines and Icons, and basically decided that they wanted to not block the cross ball, which means the other team would have open court to swing towards me, and giving the other player the opportunity to basically slam the ball as hard as she could at me, with the Blair leaving the block wide open.
Now, Brooke, I wasn't a volleyball player, but at that level, the level you're playing at, with a biological male or others free to smash it right in your face, I imagine that could injure you.
Yeah, no, this is unheard of. And I just think it took me back because I didn't think people would go to this length to try and injure me personally, physically, because I decided to join something that I'm passionate about.
What's been the reaction, Brooke, among your other teammates to what's happening? I know you never asked for this. You never wanted to be involved in a lawsuit, but this was kind of presented to you, an unwelcome presentation of a biological male playing in your sport. What's their reaction?
There is so much love and support. And again, like, I have so many best friends on my volleyball team. It's just that, again, there's so much pressure put on us to not talk about it and not voice your opinion, that so many are just still so terrified to talk. So behind the scenes, I do have a lot of love and support from my team. So that's all that I could ask for. And I'm not asking them to stand up and talk, because that's what I've decided to do. And I'm doing this for me and for them.
And I know San Jose State has not, been cheering you on this. So it takes great courage on your part to do what you're doing. Brooke, thank you and best of luck. Joining me now is Michelle Tafoya, former NFL sideline reporter. Michelle, your reaction to what you just heard, I mean, people are afraid to speak out still.
This is what is so shocking about this whole thing, and I think this is why this played a role in the election. I know it. First of all, bravo to Brooke. Hang in there, kid. We got your back. But this is insane. And what it's done is it's not just taken spots away from women on teams, awards from women on teams. It has asked normal people to deny the truth in life that men and women are different. It is forcing people to shut up and not say what is true. Laura, you and I have talked about this. What is true is that men and women are biologically different. And you don't see women going over and playing in men's sports, women who identify as men. They don't go into that avenue because they wouldn't survive it. But men are coming over to the women's side. And so not only are the numbers growing and awards are being taken away, but you are imposing on this team, on this conference, on these players, and on all of us that we just shut up and deny the facts of life. And that is a scary place to be in America.
Michelle, very quickly, is it going to take just more women coming out saying we're not playing? We're just opting not to play for this to finally end?
That is the way.
Really quick.
That is the way. That is the way. I think it is becoming effective. I think, unfortunately, lawsuits are going to have to happen. But the women who are involved need to want it the most, not the rest of us out here. The women involved need to want it the most. And it's hard to ask them to sacrifice, but they've got to sit it out. They've got to sit down.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, you've been so phenomenal on all these types of issues. Just such a terrific reporter. Michelle, thank you.
Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. Until next time, stay curious and keep the conversation going.